Hello, friend, and welcome to Inside the Dark. Thank you for joining me. 31-year-old Matthew Hurtgen and his 26-year-old brother Joseph Hurtgen lived with their parents and older brother in an upscale apartment in Princeton, New Jersey. The brothers were said to have been soccer stars in high school and college, and both had been educated at prestigious universities. They were young and had promising futures ahead of them until something between them went horribly wrong. So horrible that it can only be described as pure evil. Police said they received a 911 call from Matthew just before midnight on February 22nd of 2025, claiming his family's luxury apartment was on fire and there was a dead body inside. When firefighters arrived on scene, they found Matthew's brother Joseph badly beaten and mutilated and missing an eye. When they were able to investigate the scene, they said it appeared Joseph had been stabbed multiple times and beaten to death with a golf club, and his eye had been gouged out. His missing eye was never found. Police arrested Matthew Hurtgen, suspecting that he brutally murdered his brother and that he ate his eye, and that he also killed the family's pet cat. They described the crime scene as gruesome and way overboard. They also said Matthew had no previous criminal record other than an arrest for drunk driving in 2017. But they did find that he posted some very interesting writings on his Facebook page back in 2024. And he posted a photo of himself with a blank stare just one day before the brutal murder. One of the writings posted on his Facebook page read in part, "In my dreams, who are you? Why do you haunt me? Why won't you let me find solace? Where are you leading me? In what dark alleyway will we lock eyes this time? On which empty city street will we cross paths this time? In what desolate basement will we find ourselves this time? Why am I powerless in your presence?" Another post read in part, "What have you created? Why have you created it? Who are you trying to strangle? And what God are you serving? I can see the knives sharpening. I can hear the arrows whizzing. I can feel my heart beating. But can he? Someone sits alone in that room where the walls shake. He still has a pulse. Blood still flows through his veins. But something is wrapping around him, squeezing him, choking him, suffocating him. Tightly wound around his head, fastened deep in his throat. Blood oozes out of his eyes. His ears are sparking. His face vibrates. He convulses, and he doesn't stop. He's lost. He's asleep. He's dead." If these writings came from Matthew Hurtgen, were they the creative thoughts of a dark mind, or a man's gradual descent into madness?
Now to a shocking crime rocking an Ivy League neighborhood. A former college soccer star charged with killing his younger brother and the family cat in an apartment near the Princeton University campus. The killing sending shockwaves through that community. Correspondent Caitlin Becker is live near the scene of the crime. So Caitlin, what is the latest on this investigation?
Well, Nicole, 31-year-old Matthew Hurtgen is in police custody today here in Mercer County, stemming from an incident that happened in these very expensive condos right behind me near the Princeton University campus. He's accused of brutally killing his younger brother, 26-year-old Joseph Hurtgen, and the family cat. Now, he is facing a slew of very, very serious charges here, Nicole, including first-degree murder, various weapons charges, and a count of animal cruelty. And it is believed that the brothers were roommates here and that this was potentially the family home where they allegedly lived with their mother, father, and an older brother. Now, the incident happened Saturday when a 911 call came in around 11:15 p.m. That 911 call was reporting a fire, which we have not gotten any more information about despite asking law enforcement, as well as a dead body. Now, the victim in this case, the cause and manner of death have not been released. That's still pending an autopsy, but the victim was pronounced dead at the scene here. And prosecutors say police, quote, found the victim with signs of blunt force trauma and lacerations. It does appear that he was sliced, slashed, or stabbed with a knife and perhaps bludgeoned with a golf club, because those are the two weapons related to those weapons charges there. And what's interesting here, Nicole, Matthew Hurtgen, the older brother who is accused of slaying his younger brother, was the one who initially made that 911 call.
So, Caitlin, what more have you learned about these brothers?
Well, Nicole, they grew up in nearby Toms River with their family, very well-to-do family here, and have been living in the Princeton area for what appears to be a few years now. They were both college soccer stars, though not at Princeton University. The victim, Joseph, played at the University of Michigan, and Matthew, the older brother who's accused of killing him, played at Wesleyan University. Now, the victim worked in finance. He was an analyst at Locust Point Capital over in Red Bank, New Jersey. Now, Matthew, you see his mugshot there on the left. He's already made his first court appearance. He made that yesterday, and he will be back in court on Thursday for a detention hearing. Now, if convicted, he faces 30 years to life, and Nicole, hundreds of thousands of dollars of fines.
Yeah, really tough situation for that family, that community. All right, Caitlin Becker, thank you.
Information is now being reported that after Hurtgen's first court appearance, he attempted to take his own life in his cell later that night. He is being charged with first-degree murder, several weapons offenses, and one count of third-degree animal cruelty. Joseph's other brothers spoke at his funeral, as hundreds mourned his tragic death, along with his family. He said, quote, "There's quite a bit of pain, anger, emptiness, sadness, and confusion. I'm sure many of you here feel the same. We lost a very great man, and a far better person, all too soon. Joe was a friend to all. There's not one person on earth that I would be prouder to call my brother." No word yet from the family if they saw any earlier signs or previous warnings that evil was at their doorstep. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Inside the Dark. Take care, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, where I'll be waiting to take you back inside the dark.